Hi guys, welcome to the video. It's a very special Christmas edition of Overbite today. Merry Christmas to you all. I'm actually filming this at the end of August, so it feels really weird to say that. But what you're going to see today is basically me building my dad's birthday present. Now, I can't post this any earlier, obviously, than after Christmas. That's why it's a little bit later on in the day than our usual releases as well. Or, normally we release at 9. This one's probably going to be about 1 p.m. because he needs to open his present, know what it is before he watches this video, because he is a subscriber, as you will have seen from his sarcastic comments on past videos. So yes, I am building him an HTPC, home theater PC, that's also going to work as an emulation center as well, because he's got like a buttload of PS2 games, and he's he played the Atari and the Spectrum and the Amiga all growing up, and I'm going to furnish him with a PC that's going to do all that for him on his TV, and it should be awesome with any luck. As I say, I have yet to build it, so before we get into the build, which will be filmed separately from this, obviously, because I have to rearrange everything, let me just go through the components that I've picked out. Now, I did go on Overclockers and ask for some advice. Some was useful, some not so useful. They all just were like, why are you using optical drives? Just rip them all. I'm like, dude, he's got like 40, 50 games. I'm not ripping 40 or 50 games. Bugger off. It's like, I'll just put an optical drive in it. That's all. So, okay, we're starting off with the processor. And we have a Ryzen. Let's get that nice and close here. Oh, there we go. So this is the 3400G. Now, I've never built with a Ryzen before, so this is first time for me. We will be using the onboard graphics, because obviously being an emulation box and also a low profile case, we're not going to have room for a major graphics card, and we won't need one anyway. Okay, so motherboard. The B450M Pro M2 Max from MSI. It's a micro ATX motherboard. The reason I picked this one is because of this. A lot of the motherboards I looked at weren't able to guarantee that the BIOS was updated to accept 3000 series Ryzen processors. This one should be. It says right down here that it does. So if it doesn't, I'm not going to be happy. But it does come with dual channels as well for the RAM, so that's all good, because we will be making use of that. Finally, well, not finally, but we have the power supply. It's a 400 watt MWE White Cooler Master. It is 80 plus certified, but it's not bronze or anything like that. But it should supply a decent level of reliability. It's a decent level of efficiency because it's 80 plus, and 400 watts should be fine for what we want to use, because we're basically powering memory, motherboard, CPU, and 2 drives. So it should be good. Speaking of drives, we have our first one. This is a Corsair MX500, I think. Let me just double check. It does not. Yes, it's an MX500. I was going to tell that. So it's 500 gig SSD. SATA, which one it is? It just says SATA 6 gig. There you go. Which should be plenty for just having the emulators, Windows, ROMs, stuff like that on it. So we should be cool. Especially as like for PS2, he'll have his own discs, so he can just use them, and I won't have to worry about putting DVDs on there. So yes. Second drive, we have an Asus. Let's take out the bag so you can see it. An Asus rewritable DVD. For some reason, Blu-ray drives like this are still rather expensive, so I don't get it. I would have got a Blu-ray drive, but they were just not worth the cost. He's got a PS3 and a PS4 anyway, so you can always use one of those to watch Blu-rays. So that's just basically for his PS2 games. If he wants to watch DVDs on it, he can, I suppose. We come to the RAM, which is the same that's in my personal system. So we have Corsair Vengeance LPX, 3000 megahertz. Yes, megahertz. What's gigahertz from it? 3000 megahertz. And there's 2x4, so I'll be able to take advantage of the dual channel RAM. I could have gotten slightly faster, but fucking we'd have faster than mine then, so we don't want that. So those should do nicely, and I have heard through the grapevine that Vengeance LPX is validated for Ryzen processors as well, so that should be good. And finally, we come to the case, which is a bit heavier than it should be because I tested it with a spare power supply I had laying around just for fitting purposes. And this is... Oops, need to leave that. There we go. So we have a Silverstone Milo. It's an ML03B. The reason I wanted this one specifically is, as you can see at the front there, it has the 5 1/4 drive bay for a full-size drive. It will also fit a full-size ATX power supply and go from micro ATX board down. Has 2 USB in the front, power reset switch, USB 3s I should say, as designated by the blueness, and a microphone headphone port. Doubt I use much of that, so that's fine. It does have a grill on the bottom for the power supply, and it has a vent on the top which would provide the CPU breathing. And it has, I looked at it at first and I was worried because it didn't have a cover, but it comes with this separate filter which is just magnetized, and it just fits on top just so you don't suck a load of dust into your CPU, which is rather nice. It does have space on the side for up to 4 18mm fans, but we won't be using them primarily because there's not going to be a lot of heat output. In theory, I will test it. If I need to throw some in there, I will. And I'm not real trustful of 80mm fans because they're too small to really be reliably quiet. I know, well, not without spending like quite a lot of money on 80mm fans, which I don't want to do. Plus, there's only one extra fan header on the motherboard itself. So, yeah, I don't really want to get into using a fucking fan hub or anything like that, or just complicate matters. I've also got him that I haven't got with me. Is a, I think it's a K200 Plus Logitech wireless keyboard. It's like a living room keyboard, so it's about 80% of the size, and you've got a trackpad which functions as your mouse, so it's good enough for him to launch shit on it. If he wants to play like Amiga games with a mouse, well, he can buy a fucking mouse, right? Simple. I also got him a controller. It's basically a £20 controller, but it's actually really highly rated on Amazon, and it's very much like the 360 controller. It even takes batteries, so it should do the job. Certainly if he breaks it, it's not going to break the bank to get another one. And if he wants to wire it, he can use his PS4 controller or whatever, so it should all be good. As I said, this is the first time I've been working with Ryzen, so that's a bit interesting. I'm sticking with the Spire cooler that came with the chip. The chip is 65 watt, but apparently the Spire core is 95 TDP, so we should be fine there. And it just fits in the case, apparently. It's literally 70mm is the sort of maximum you can have, and that is 70mm. So, fingers crossed. My biggest worry is obviously the BIOS on the motherboard, because if you need to update the BIOS on your motherboard, for most motherboards you can't do it CPU-less. And because it's not accepting that CPU with that motherboard firmware, you actually have to use an old chip. You can talk to AMD and they will send you one, just so you can upgrade the BIOS and then send it back. I don't want to have to go through that. I don't really want to return the motherboard. It says right on the box it supports it, so fingers crossed it's not lying to me. I went through about I sort of settled on 3 different motherboards, and then I was just like, I need more assurance than this. Yes, it says in the reviews that it's compatible, but I want it on the damn box, so I got it on the damn box. I've also got him a little Wi-Fi dongle to go with it, just so you can update. So that is over for the intro of the video. It's almost 10 minutes long, but all particularly relevant, I think you'll agree. So I will be speeding up some of the build. You won't be sat there for an hour and a half watching me build it or anything like that. It's going to be tricky because I've got enough room on my phone, which is doubling as my camera. Yeah, I know. Sorry. But I will have to obviously offload that. I've got about enough space for about an hour's footage. So unless it goes exceedingly well, which I'm not expecting because this is a small case and not going to be great to work in, I imagine. But we'll work around it, and I'll edit it so it's not too terrible for you. I will, of course, any pertinent points during the build that I come up with, I will elaborate on and slow down the video for. You may be asking yourself, why didn't get a modular power supply given the small nature of the case, which is about VCR size, I would say, if you remember those. God knows, I do. But the modular power, figure out which side it is, this side. So basically the power supply sits here and the DVD sits here. Now the actual extra room that the cables that plug in, the little sort of plastic heads on them, take up would be too much to stop it interfering with the optical drive. So it's a small case. It's going to be interesting, but it should look pretty damn good once it's done. It will snug into his entertainment center pretty well, and hopefully he'll be able to play some rather good old games with it, and even do some Netflix or Prime or whatever with it. So it's just a really handy thing, and I kind of got all the bits, and I was looking. I was like, "Oh, there's a VHS-sized gap in my entertainment center." Where I took my VHS out from when it broke. But no, he's getting it. So I'm leaving for today. I'll be back tomorrow to do the build, but there will be no time for you, and you can sit there and recover from your Christmas lunch while I freak out because it's not posting or something like that. Anyways, I'll be right back with the build. All right, boys. I'll do like any more snagging up when I actually put the top on, but I'm not going to do it yet because we're going to do a test boot. So we're going to do a test boot, and I need to rearrange the camera and the light. So I'll be right back. It's a fucking nightmare for me because obviously this is the most stressful time booting the damn thing. And I'm going to have to wait longer. Oh, the things I do for views. Oh well. All right, boys. Back in a bit. I won't put the retention bar back on yet either. I'll do that afterwards. And we're back. And Jesus Christ, that was horrific. You ever notice, like on monitors, they insist on putting the ports you want to use in the most inconvenient place possible. In this case, the HDMI port was directly behind the stand. So that was a laugh and a half. No, it wasn't. It was terrible. But we are hooked up. We will be using, it was a K400, by the way, not a K200, whatever I said yesterday. Brand new, look. Here comes the tab. So I'm assuming there's batteries in it. I better check. that would be non-amusing. Right, it hasn't got an operating system on it, and I haven't. Yeah, it's got batteries. Perfect. And I've dug out my USB key, but I'm expecting to at least post. That would be a reasonable expectation, I think. So it's all hooked up, and here we go. Okay, power supply switch going on. Bang, yeah. Change my monitor because it won't fucking stay on HDMI. There we go. And power button. Okay, PC. Okay, the CPU core is going. We heard the Asus DVD drive go. This went back to here. I'm hoping for no good reason. I think we got a post, ladies and gentlemen. AMD Ryzen 5 3400G with Radeon Vega graphics. DDR is 2133. It's declocked the RAM, but we can sort that out later. It's found one keyboard, one mouse, which is the wireless one here, which I haven't actually turned on, so I'm quite impressed by that. Okay. Set port 1, yeah, there's DVR rewritable. It's found the 500 MX5. We've booted. We've posted. Set up, I guess. Oh, don't tell me that this is. That appears to do nothing. It's detected it, but it's not. Maybe green is means off then. I don't know. Maybe that'd be stupid, but. Right. I think it needs to like maybe have drivers for it because it's not the most out of the box thing, I suppose. K400 plus even. But yeah, you can see F1. Pop, 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 pop. Nothing. So I'm assuming that is just the keyboard. I mean, it's not going to be a huge hassle to pop my Corsair into that, so I should just be right back. Okay, back. Got my Windows key, so that's good. Try one on this one. There we go. There's set up menu. Guess. We're in the boss. It's good. I was legit concerned. I think, yep. So we are now using my lovely Corsair keyboard and Logitech mouse rather than this, which I will work out why it's not working later on once we've actually got Windows on the damn thing. Oh, jeez. Draw on. Right. Well, I am confident this is all working. Hardware monitor. Smart mode fan. So it is. Oh, I get it. So if it goes to 194, we're in fucking trouble. I was like, it goes to 194? What? No, but we're down here, so we're like 53. That's not great, not unload in fairness. But I suppose it depends how much it gains. I mean, realistically, anything sort of under 80 is pretty good. I mean, it will like start thermal throttling and shutting down. Oh, here we go. It's down here. Actually, it's 34. So, oh, I was looking at Fahrenheit, you putz. So yeah, it's actually this one. So 34 degrees on the CPU and 31 degrees system. So that's okay. I think we're okay. Yeah. Yeah, so, oh, okay. It just relates to how it steps up. So at 70 degrees, I've got 100%. So where are we now? 34. It's running like 20% fan speed. It's pretty quiet, and that's with the top off. I'll take you off the tripod and give you a closer look at running. But the power switch works, so that's always good. I might say digging about the BIOS for later and just install Windows and get everything up and running. Device, your virtual machine, yes. Sets. So maybe it's 2133. That is significantly lower. So I try using XMP, but I might have to put the timings in manually, which is blah. But I can actually see the timings on the RAM stick from here, so that's not too bad. Oh dear. Yeah, so there's a hard disk, which I don't think that tells anything. No. But it all appears to be working. The temperatures seem fine. This is performance as expected. It should boost to like 4 gigahertz when it needs to. The only thing that worries me is using 8 gig, because that's got to do for the CPU and obviously the APU as well, which is not ideal, but it depends how it uses it. I don't know how it uses it. Oh, plus, but it's waiting for the 4th. That's pretty damn recent. It's like 4 months old. OCG off. Right, what is this? I guess that would help with the memory bit. Outside of that, yeah, it looks okay. It looks fine. I'm happy. I will obviously do some testing. It's got the right profile, so DDR4 2933, which I think is as close as it's going to get to the 3000 limited without overclocking. Is there an option to turn that on? We got some here on. Okay, that's kicked that up significantly. What's it done? Yeah, not sure about using that. Advanced. How to get in anything? It's weird. Must be a way. It's similar to my one. I have an MSI board, but it's a much older board. So I'm trying. Sorry, I'm talking that way. It's probably a bad idea. Anyway, guys, I think we can call that a success. So I will put the retention. I can't remember the name of the bar that goes on the top to stop it flexing. Reinforcing bar, whatever it's called. Back on. Put the case top on. See how our temperatures do. Install Windows. I'll probably worry about the speed of the RAM then, because I need to work out if I can get into the damn thing. Oh wait, there you go. That's how we get into that. So now it works. Okay. So yeah, we got access to everything we need to have access to. So this is cool. Boot orders, yeah, all good, baby. Yeah, this is basically what we need to change here, so that's fine. I found it. Okay, so I'm pleased. I'm pleased it all worked, and it looks like it's going to be fine. Does this eject? It makes a funny noise, but it ejects. I'll take it. Oh god, that is a load off my mind. I'm very happy with that. Anyway, guys, that's it for this incredibly long video, because I don't think I'm going to shorten any of it, because I know if I shorten some, we'll get people going, I want to see the full build. So I'll just leave it. Or edit it together, obviously, and take out some bits and pieces that just truly are irrelevant. But outside of that, very happy. I hope you have a lovely, lovely Christmas. And I haven't eaten too much, because I probably have, and I'm regretting it. But aside from that, guys, thanks for watching. If you've stuck out this long, I really appreciate it. Leave a like or a comment down below. If you didn't like it, maybe thought I should have got it, then give it a dislike. If you just don't like my face, give it a dislike, because I understand. And I'll see you next time, guys. I don't know what day Christmas Day is this year, so it could be tomorrow for all I know. Or it could be today and I can get away with only doing one video. That'd be amazing. Take it easy, guys.